The following program is presented by Ballinran Entertainment. As Southwestern Ontario's largest film, television, and digital media studio, we illuminate extraordinary stories, sharing them with the world.
And now, of course, the moment that we've all been waiting for. My jaw was at the floor. I could not believe what I saw.
This is like the story of my life here.
Well, first of all, I don't know how I ended up with the heavy end of this thing.
Now, I am here in a 1959 Corvette. 350,000 folks. This is an exciting moment in Canadian history. We sold it.
Welcome to Auction Studio, the best of Miller & Miller Auctions. Well, I'm Justin Miller.
And I'm Ethan Miller, coming to you from Waterloo Region, the hotbed of cultural richness in Canada.
At Miller & Miller Auctions, we're passionate about the history in our own backyard, in our province, and in our country.
Now, this region is incredibly rich in the kinds of things that we sell, whether we're talking about early Canadiana, Petroliana, sports memorabilia, doesn't matter. The list is long, and it's all right here.
Lot number 194, this Nova Scotia corner cupboard with neoclassic glazing. Nice early cupboard here. We're dating this to the 1830s at 2,025 and then 27.5, 3,035, now 37.5 and 4,000, please, 4,250. 4,042.5. And what's your bidder saying, Ben? At 4,042.50 is what we're asking. At 4,042.5, I got to bid 4,042.50 now. 4,042.50 now.
Yep.
Illustrated in the spirit of Nova Scotia. Thank you, Ben. 42.50, but you're out right away at 45, asking 47.5 on this great Nova Scotia corner cupboard. At 45, 47.5, it's right back to you, Ben. What do they say? 4,047.5 at 4,000 bid, then 47.50. 4,047.5 now, gonna bid 4,047.50. At 4,500 then 47.50, go 4,500 then 47.5 at 4,500 then 47.5 now. Thank you, 47.50 on the phone. You're in now, 5,000, it's right there, 5,500. Five's the bid online, now 5,500 and your bidder's out, Ben. At 5,000 then 5,500, thank you, 55 and then 6,000. 55 and then 6,000 now. From Pictou County at 55 and then 6,000 now. You're in at 55, Ben. Now 6,000, please. I'll take it. Yes, 6,000, 6,500 now. 6,000 then 6,500, an absolute bargain if you've got a free corner for such a special piece. At 6,000, 6,500. 6,000, 6,500 now. At 6,000 and 65, it's a book piece here from the spirit of Nova Scotia. At 6,000, 6,500 now. Are we all done? What do they say, Ben? 6,000, 65. Thank you. Now 7,000, 65 and then 7,000. At 65 and then 7, got a bit 65 and then 7,000 now. 65 and then 7, what do you say? 7061. You've come this far at 65 and then 7,000. Don't stop now. At 65 and then 7, got a bit 65 and then 7,000 now. 65 and then 7, I gotta go. Last chance then. At 65 and then 7,000 now. 7,500. 7 is bid. 75 to the phone. Yeah. Of course. 75 and now 8,000. 75 and then 8,000 now. At 75 and then 8,000, got a bid 75 and then 8,000. One of the great pieces of furniture coming from the Tom and Cliff Stanton collections. At 7,500, we've got Ben's bidder in. Now 8,000, please, 7061. At 75 and then 8,000 now. Got a bid 75 and then 8,000. Last chance then at 75 and then 8,000. Fair warning. Any further bids then at 75 or 8,000, we'll sell it today. Last chance then, everybody. Fair warning at 75, 8,000. Any further bids? Sold her there. Ben, you got it. Brings us next to the one that everybody's been talking about. It's a Quebec Arbalète commode, or commode Arbalète Québécois. Been chatting about this all week. It's a very, very important piece of furniture here at Miller & Miller Auctions today. This one featured in Palardy's book, The Early Furniture of French Canada. And there's very few pieces of furniture that come with such a history, a documented history as this one. Of course, the link to Notre Dame. The features on this piece indicate that somebody very skilled made it. Some very unique features, including, of course, the sort of different take on the ball and claw foot here. It's a human hand we're seeing there, and just features that set it above and beyond what you'd typically find. So happy to have it here today at 13,000 bid. Now 14,000. This is as good as it gets. 15, thank you. Now 16,000, I'll take it. 17,000 now. At 16, then 17,000, 18,000. At 17 and then 18,000 now. The bid's online. I've got you in already. 7043, 18,000. At 17 and then 18,000 now. 18, I'll take it. Yes, 19,000 then, please. At 18, then 19,000. At 18, then 19, got a bid 18, then 19,000 now. At 18, then 19, got a bid 18, then 19,000. At 18,000 bid, now 19,000. You're out 7043. At 18, 19, thank you. Asking 20,000 now. We're asking 20,000 now. 19, then 20,000 now. What do you say? Thank you, Peter. We're in at 20. Peter's bidder is in at 20. And now asking 21,000 on the Quebec Arbalete commode. Thank you, Ben. At 21,000, 22. Back to you. At 21 and then 22,000. Thank you. 22 and 23. You're out again. At 22 and then 23. 23 and 24,000. 23 and 24,000. Important Canadian furniture. 23 and 24,000. Thank you. And now 25,000. 24 and then 25,000. Thank you. And now 27.5. You've got to be, Peter. 27.5 is the next bid. 25 and then 27 and a half. At 25,000 bid, then 27 and a half. At 20, thank you, 27.5 and now 30,000. 27 and a half and 30,000 now. Thank you, 30,000. Now 32.5. 30,000 bid, then 32.5. Thank you, 32.5 and then 35,000. 32.5 and then 35,000. The bid? Yep. Thank you, 35,000. You're out again. I'll take 37 and a half, 37.5, thank you. Now 40,000, please. Yep. A Pollardi book piece. Thank you so much, Ben. 40,000, now 42.5, Peter. 40,000, then 42.5. At 40,000 here with Ben's bidder, you're out, Peter. You've got to be 42.5. 42.5, of course. Nothing to think about. 45,000, absolutely. Now 47 and a half. Decided bidding for a special Canadian piece at 45, 47 and a half. Thank you. You're in at 47.5, Peter. 50,000, please. At 47.5 and now 50,000. 47.5 and then 50,000. 47.5 is the bid. With Peter's bidder, now 50,000 here for this exceptional and special, important piece of documented Canadian furniture. 47.5 and then 50,000. You're out. We need 50,000 with Ben's bidder, please. 47.5 and then 50,000. We'll give him a moment to think. 47,500, then 50,000 with Ben's bidder. Absolutely. 55 is our next bid, Peter. 55,000 is our next bid. We're at 50 with Ben's bidder. Now 55,000, please. 50, then 55,000 now. Got a bid 50,000 here, then 55,000 now. At 50, then 55,000 now. I've got the bid 50,000 with Ben's bidder. 55. What's he saying? 50,000, then 55,000 now. As important as it gets, anything in Pollardi's book is worth talking about, and this is absolutely special. Originated in the Presbytery of Notre Dame Church in Montreal. 55,000 with Peter's bidder. Thank you very much. 60,000 then, Ben. 55 and then 60,000 now. Yep. 60,000, thank you, Ben. Now 65,000. 60,000 is bid, now 65,000. I've got your bidder in, Ben. Back to Peter. Back to Peter. At 60, then 65,000. Hard to stress the importance of such a piece. We're at 60,000 now. Peter's sitting down to say that he's thinking very hard at this point. At 60, now 65,000. What I'll do, Peter, if he's open to it, I'll take 62.5. I'll take 62.5. I've got 60 with Ben. I'll take 62.5. He's shaking his head at 62.5. 60,000 is with Ben's bidder. Selling today at Miller & Miller Auctions is this important Quebec Arbalete commode at $60,000, asking $62,500. Last chance then, everybody. Last chance, Peter. Any further bids? Online. Sold there at $60,000. Well done. Thank you, Ben. Thank you, everybody, for participating in this historic event today. Brings us to lot number 198, and we've still got some great pieces coming up here. This is lot number 198, the monumental double stag hooked rug. And when we say monumental, we mean check out the size. An impressive Adirondack style hooked rug here at $6,500, now $7,000 now. 65 and then 7,000 now. And the telephone bidders are welcome up to the stage here at 7,000 and 7,500 now. 7,000 and 7,500 now from the Brian Reed collection. The textiles in the sale today are as good as it gets. These are as good as we have in Canada. Thank you, Ben. 7,500 now, 8,000. 7,500 bid, then 8,000. You're out 7,246 on this absolutely monumental double stag hooked rug at 7,500 on the telephone with Bed's bidder at 75 and then 8,000 now. I've at 75 and then 8,000, got a bid 7,500, then 8,000 now, 75 and then 8,000. 75's the bid here, then 8,000 now, 75 and then 8. Some of the great pieces from the Brian Reed collection are starting to come across the block here, beginning with this lot at 7,500, 8,000 now. Check out the size on this, 96 inches by 84 inches. We mean it when we say monumental and important. 75 and then 8,000 now. This is as good as it gets at 7,500. The bids with Ben and his telephone bidder at 75 and then 8,000 now. Try it again, 7,246 at 75 and then 8,000 now. Still short of our expectations for such an impressive piece at 75, 8,000. Thank you. Now 8,500.
I need 8,500.
Please, 8,000 then 8,500.
Yep.
Of course, 8,500, then 9,000. This is great. A no-brainer in the territory we're in right now. What an opportunity it would be. At 8,500, then 9,000. Again, Ben's bidder on the phone. At 85 and then 9,000. Got 85 on the 9,000 now. At 85 and then 9,000. Got a bid 85 and then 9,000 now. 8,500, then 9,000. Important textiles here today at 85 of the 9,000 now, got a bit 85 of the 9, got a bit 85 of the 9. Condition, size, subject, it's all there at 85, now 9,000, but I've got to run then at 85 on this important double stag hooked rug. Hammers in the air then, 7,246, it's your last chance. We'll sell it today then at 85, 9,000. Any further bids? Final call then, everybody, at 85, 9,000 on this monumental hook rug. Fair warning. Sold it there, Ben's way to Ben's bidder. Well done, congratulations, absolutely. Brings us to 202, an exceptional glazed two-piece cupboard here and a nice yellow surface, a step-back cupboard. What a beauty here from the Gerald and Marlene Fagan collection. If you've been looking for a great cupboard, here it is today. What an attractive cupboard at 42 and a half. And 4,500 now, exceptionally well made at 4,250, then 4,500 now. At 4,250, then 4,500, go 45, and then 47 and a half. An important cupboard, 47 and a half. So few great ones come to market these days. 55 and then 6,000. At 5,500, 6,000, then 65. 6,000, then 6,500 now, 7,000. 7,500, please. At 7,000, then 7,500 now, 7,000, then 75. You're buying the best. 7,000, then 7,500, 75, and then 8,000, and now 85. 8,000 bid, then 8,500 now. 8,000, then 85, got a bid 8,000, then 85, got a bid 8,000, then 85, and 9,095 on this exceptional Ontario flat-to-the-wall cupboard. 9,500, now 10,000. 95's the bid, then 10, got a bid 95 on it, then 10,000 now, got a bid 95, and then 10. 10,000, 11,000. 10,000, 11,000. 11 now 12,000. Exceptional Canadian furniture on offer today. This up there with the best of them. 11 now 12,000. 11 then 12,000. Now get a bit 11 then 12. Get a bit 11 then 12. All the features you want to see in such a cupboard at 11 then 12,000. I'm at 11 then 12. At a bit 11 then 12. At a bit 11 here. 12,000 where? 11. Yes, you're on. Now 12,000 please. 74.34. At 11, then 12, it'll be 11, then 12, it'll be 11, then 12. At 11, then 12, are we all done? Got to run then on this fabulous yellow glazed two-piece cupboard. Hammers in the air then from the Fagan collection. At 11, now 12,000. Fair warning, final call. Any further bids? Last chance. Sold right there at 11,000. Thank you so much. Moving along to lot 203. It's a hanging spice box from Yatton, Ontario. At 6.5, now 700. Talk about great surface. At 650, then 700 now. 657, now 7.5. 700, then 7.5. I got a bid 700 here, then 750 where? At 700, then 7.5. I got a bid 700, then 7.5. Are we all done though? 700, then 750. At 700, then 7.5. Last chance. Final call then at 700, 750, 800 now. 750, 800, got 7.5, and then 800 now. 7.5, and then 8, got a bit 800, then 8.5 on the hanging spice box at 800, then 8.5 now. 8.5, and then 900, please. 850, then 900, got 850, then 900, then 950. At 900, then 950, go 900, then 950, go 900. The Fagan collection, 950, please. At 900, 9.5, and now 1,000. 9.5, and then 1,000 now. 1,000, then 1,100. And 1,000, then 11, 11, then 1,200, please. At 11, then 12, at a bit 11, then 12, at a bit 11 here, then 1,200 now. And 11, then 12, at a bit 11, then 12, at a bit 11, then 12, at a bit 11 here, 12, you're out, 7,033. Welcome back, though. 13 now. At 12, and then 1,300, and 14. 13, then 1,400. 13, then 14, got a bit 13, then 1,400 now. At 13, then 14, got a bit 13, then 1,400 now. Got a bit 13, and then 1,400. At 13, then 14, are we all done? Fair warning, then. 13 is bid, you're on. Now 1,400, 7,033. You're welcome to jump back in at any moment, but I've got to run. At 13, now 1,400. Last chance and fair warning then. Any further bids? Final call. Sold it at 1,300. Moving along then. So rare to find a matched pair of tables, but here we have the pair of Schultz tables found in Wellesley and exhibited in that Country Heritage Loan Exhibition in Montgomery Mills in 1974. So nice to have so many pieces coming through from that were exhibited at that exhibition at 1,700. Thank you. Now 1,800, 1,900, 19 and 2,000. The pair of Schultz tables at 22.5 and 2,500 now. The Gerald and Marlene Fagan collection at 25, 27.5 and 3,000 now. At 27.5 and 3,000, got up at 27.5. I get up 27.5 and the 3,000 now. The stenciling on that drawer, Menno Schultz. At 27.5, 3,032.5. 3,032.5. A book piece here as well from the Early in Furniture of Ontario and the Atlantic Provinces by the Dobsons. 32.5, 3,500. 32.5 and 3,500 now. 32.5 and 35, got a bit 32.50, then 3,500. 32.5 and then 3,500 now. You're out. Live auctioneers bid at 32.50, then 35. I've got the bid 32.5 and then 3,500 now. Try it again. Try these tables again at 32.50, then 35. At 32.50 here, 3,500 now. Last chance, everybody, then at 32.5, asking 3,500. Fair warning. Yep. Thank you. Now 37.50. You're out. 72.52 at 35 and then 37.5 now on these important tables. 35, 37.5. 3,500 bid, then 37.5 now. Got a bid 35 and then 37.5. Thank you. 4,000 at 37.5 and then 4,000, 42.50. 4 is the bid, then 42.5 now. Got 4,000, then 42.50. At 4,000, then 42.5. I got a bid 4,000 on, then 42.50. 4,000, then 42.5. I've got a bid 4,000 now, then 42.5. You're on at 4. Yes, 42.50, then 72.52. Last chance and final call, everybody. I've got to run at 4,000, now 42.5. Hammers in the air and fair warning. Last chance and final call. Sold there. Sold the pair for 4,000. Thank you so much, everybody. Brings us to lot number lot number 205. It's the Waterloo County Mennonite quilt. Nice strong graphics on this, and again illustrated in Canadian folk art to 1950 by Fleming and Rowan. At 700 bid, now 750, 800, then 8.5 now. At 800, then 8.5, got to bid 900. 850, then 900 now. What do you say? At 850, then 900, got to bid 8.5 and then 9. Try it at 97246. At 850, then 900, 9.5. At 900, then 9.5, got 900, then 9.5, got to bid 900, then 950, thank you. 1,000, now 1,100. And 1,000, then 11, at 1,000, then 11, 11, thank you. Then 1,200. 11, then 1,200, 12, 1,300, 12 and 1,300, 13, now 1,400. 13 is bid, 1,400 now. At 13 and 14, got to bid 13, then 1,400 now. I've got to bid 13, then 14, got to bid 13, then 1,400 now. And the Waterloo County Mennonite quilt, 14 and 1,500. At 14, 15, thank you, 1,600, 15, then 16. At 15, then 16, got to bid 15, then 1,600 now. At 15, then 16, got to bid 15, then 1,600 now. 15, then 16, but are we all through? 16, 1,700 now. Again, this one illustrated in Rowan and Fleming's book, Canadian Folk Art to 1950. 17, 1,800. 17, 1,800. So many great quilts and other textiles in the sale today, as good as we've seen. 18, 1,900, and this piece no exception. 18, 19, now 2,000. 19, now 2,000. At 19, then 2, got to be 19, then 2, got to be 19, 2,000, then 22.5, please. At 2,000, then 22.5 now, got to be 2,250, then 2,500, 22.5, and then 25, got to be 2,250, then 2,500 now. 2,250, then 25, got to be 22.5, 25, and then 2,750. 25 and then 27.5, and now 2,500 bid, then 27.5, all coming through live auctioneers. The interest, unbelievable, at 25 and now 27.5 now. 25 at the 27.50, are we all done? Fair warning then, at 2,500, then 27.5 on this exceptional Waterloo County Mennonite quilt. Hammer is in the air then at 25, now 27.5, and 3,000. 27.5 and 3,000 now. Try it again, 3,000. You just about had it at 27.53, now 32.5. 3,000, then 32.5 now. Got to be 3,000, then 32.5. The colors vibrant at 3,000, then 32.5 now. Got to be 3,000, then 32.50. Last chance then, everybody, at 3,000, 32.5. Final call. Any further bids? Fair warning. Sold right there. And I'll pass the gavel over to Ethan because we have a very important piece selling as lot number 206 today.
Would have seen Justin today in the Globe and Mail next to the Bricker chest. Globe and Mail came, they photographed the piece, caught onto the story instantly. Why? Because we've got an important piece of Canadian history for sale at Miller & Miller Auctions. This particular dresser is attached to probably the most significant story and narrative in Canadian history. It's the story of Samuel Bricker, and the story goes like this. In Pennsylvania, the eldest member of the family would inherit the farm, and then there were the younger siblings that would look and say, "Why not me?" Samuel Bricker and his brother decided that enough was enough. They heard that some inexpensive land was available in Canada, and they took the treacherous journey down the Conestoga Trail to venture into Canada to claim their own farms. And to their surprise, and the unfortunate twist in the tale is that the land that they claimed stake to was subject to a mortgage, and that's when the battle started. That was the battle that Samuel Bricker and his brother fought to start a new life in Canada. And what do we have as a living artifact of that narrative? Nothing, except for the Samuel Bricker chest that he inlaid for his daughter, Mary, in 1826. This is a piece that obviously should be in the most prestigious museum, the most prestigious collection. It's the Canadian story of Samuel Bricker. Gerald Fagan has owned this piece for a good chunk of his lifetime. He and Marlene bought it together. Pieces like this change hands once every half a century, or at least that's what a collector said to me. About once every half a century. And here we are, a piece of monumental Canadian history, inlaid, commissioned by Samuel Bricker himself. Miller & Miller Auctions, featured in Canada's national newspaper, the Globe and Mail, with a story so important that William Lyon Mackenzie King, in the famous book, The Trail of the Conestoga, is featured in the foreword of that book, explaining just how important that story is to Canadians. The Prime Minister of the day wrote in that narrative. I don't need to say anything more. Let's vote for our wallets here on a bit of Canadian history. I'm at 16,000. 16,000 on the stunning Samuel Bricker inlaid chest. What an exciting day. 16,000. In today's Globe and Mail, featured in today's Globe and Mail, 16,000, 17,000 now. At 16, 17,000, we leaned on Barbara Dobson, the Plattsville historian, to tell us the full story of this chest. And I'll tell you one thing, they exhibited this in 1982 at their famous exhibit, The Provincial Elegance. And it was one of the feature pieces. It's in the catalog. 16,000, unquestioned. 17,000 now. At 16,000 now, you are looking at Canadian history attached to the most famous narrative of Canadian history. 16,000 now, 17,000 now. Over here on the telephone, 17,000, thank you, 18,000 now, 18,000 now. At 17,000, 18,000. This is your history. This is Canadian history, 18, 19,000. 18, 19,000. Yep. Thank you very much. A pittance for what this piece is. 19,000 with Ben on the telephone. 20,000, I have it online. 21,000 now. Let the fun begin. Yep. 20,000, 21,000, 22,000. Let the games begin. 21,000, 21,000, 22,000. Prime Minister of Canada voted on this story back in 1924. 22,000, 22,000, 23,000 now. At 22 online, 23,000. This is your history. 22, 23,000. Thank you. 24,000 now. It gives me goosebumps to sell this piece, especially with those hidden secret drawers in the top with the secret compartments that he designed for Mary in her wedding. It is the ultimate. 23, 24,000. Love it. 23, 24,000 now, please. 23, 24,000. It doesn't get any better than this. 23 in Ontario furniture. 23, 24,000 now. What an exciting moment. 23 and 24,000. The Bricker chest. That's how collectors know this piece. It's called the Bricker chest. It is known among collectors of Canadiana as that. It has a nickname because it's so well known. 23,000, 24,000 now. 23, 24,000 now. One of the rarest three-dimensional artifacts of Canadian history before your eyes here at 23,000. Or just put a down payment on a Hyundai. I think we should be paying for our material history here, folks. 23,000, 24,000. You are the next curator of Canada's history right here. At 23, 24,000, I commend anybody who is breathing heavy right now thinking of this. 24, 25,000. 24, 25,000. 24, 25. Thank you. 27.5. 25, 27.5. This is our history. A three-dimensional piece. Should be in the ROM. 25,000, 27.5. 25. 27.5 should be and could be. 25, 27,500 now. At 25,000, 27.5. So important that the Globe and Mail has featured it today in Saturday's newspaper. 25,000, 27.5. What a story this tells. You know what? It's like a modern-day version of The Lord of the Rings. When you read Mabel Dunham's tale of the Trail of the Conestoga, it's like a modern-day version of The Lord of the Rings, the battles that Samuel Bricker fought. This is the chest he commissioned for his eldest daughter, Mary. 25,000. How do you put a price on that? 25, 27. We're doing it right now. 27.5, please. 25, 27.5. It's not would be, could be, should be, might be. It is. It's the one and only Bricker chest. There's no apologies. 25,000, 27.5. If you buy one thing this year, why not buy something that is entirely irreplaceable? 25,000, 27.5. 25, 27.5. If you own a collection, why not have the jewel right here? 25, 27.5. It's our Canadian history. What a pittance for something so significant. 25. I'm bid online and 27.5. 25, 27.5. What do you say? At 25,000, 27.5. Now I've got my gavel in the air. What an exciting moment today at 25,000, 27.5.
30,000.
32.5, please. 32.5. I've seen that. 30,000, 32.5 online, please. 30,000, 32.5. Don't let that happen. 30,000, 32.5. 30,000, 32.5. You know, we're a small country here in Canada. Why do I get the feeling if this surfaced in the U.S., it would be bringing 565,000? I'm at 30,000 on the most significant piece of Canadian furniture to ever surface. It tells a story like no other piece of furniture can tell. 30,000, 32.5. It's the story of Samuel Bricker and his family. 30,000, 32,005, please. 30,000, don't let that happen. 32.5. He upped his own bid, 30,000, 32.5. That's passion. Passion we all should have at 30,000, 32.5. It's a once in a lifetime, or as they say, once every half a century. 30,000, 32.5, and then it quietly gets tucked away into a collection forevermore. 7597, are you thinking? 30,000, 32.5. It's only money. 30,000, 32.5. 30,000, 32.5. Still a Hyundai price, really. 30,000, 32.5. What do you say? My hammer is in the air. I am with Ben Lennox and his client on the telephone at 30,000, 32.5. Does anyone else want in? 30,000. On the national news story, the only and the one, Samuel Bricker chest of drawers at 30,000 on the telephone, 32.5. Anybody else want in? It's going once, hammer's in the air, going twice. I call you a third and final time at 30,000, 32.5. Anybody else? Sold it right there. Thank you very much. And that's a great moment in Canadian history for the Samuel Bricker chest. Wow, we're excited. Miller & Miller Auctions, you saw it at Miller & Miller Auctions. 214 becomes 215. It's the remarkable Huron Pottery Earthenware Advertising Stein. This advertising craft special Berlin Choice cigars. It is a master stein. It is a remarkably large stein. And I'll tell you what a remarkable early piece of history here from Berlin, which is now Kitchener, Ontario. Special piece, 1700, 1800, 1900, 1900. Huron Pottery, earthenware. What a day this is, truly, to be selling this content, item after item. 1900 now. 1900 now. Thank you. 2000. In Sgraffito, it shows you the advertising. Remarkable. 22.5. 2500 now. Signed Berlin. 22.5. 2500. As good as it gets. As good as it gets. At 22.5. 2500. At 22.5. 2500. 2750 now. At 25. 2750 now. What a great one. At 25. 750 now. Your turn. 2750. 3000 now. 3000. What an opportunity at 3000. 3250. The monumental advertising stein. 35. 37.5. 4000 now. 4,000 now. Fully signed. 4,000. 42.5. 4,500. Not should be, could be, would be, is. 42.5. 4,500 now. Huron Pottery Advertising Stein. Things like this trade hands once in half a century. 45, 47.50, 5,000, 5,000, 5,000. Not could be, should be, is. 47.50, 5,000. As good as it gets. 5,500. It doesn't get any better than this. 55, 6,000 now, please. At 5,500, 6. It doesn't get any better than this. 55, 600. Advertising cigars. 6,000, 65, 65. In Sgraffito, 7,000 now. You can't pay enough for this. 65, 7,000. 7,000. You're safe and sound. 65, 7,000. 7,500. Holds its value better than gold bars. 75, 8,000 now. 8,000 now. 75, 8. What a piece. At 75, 8,000 now. Advertising in Berlin. 8,000, 8,500 now. Egmontville, 8,000, 85. 85, 85. 9,000 now. 9,000 now. 9,500 now. Nothing to think about. 10,000 please. 10,000 please. 10,000. 11,000 now. 12,000. Just do it. 11, 12. Bid now please. 11,000. 12,000. Do your part for history. 11,000. 12,000 now. At 11,000. 12,000 special. 11,000. 12,000 selling. At 11,000. 12,000. Bid now please. At 11, 12. How do you put a price on this? 11, 12,000. Monumental at 11,012. In Sgraffito, Cigars, Berlin, Egmontville is Huron Pottery, as good as it gets at 11,012. Your turn. 11,012. Got to run. 11,000, 12,000. Anybody else? Hammers up then. 11,12. Your turn. 11,12. Anybody else? Fair warning. Coming down. 11, 12,000. Anybody else? Last chance and final call. 11,000, 12,000 on you. Sold right there. Thank you very much. Very exciting today. 216. It's the John P. Klemp Ontario Shrank. This piece could equally have been covered in terms of a story on early Canadian furniture. In some ways, this is every single bit as good as the Bricker chest of drawers. A fabulous storied piece, illustrated to death, illustrated in Rowan and Fleming's book. It's a knockdown with pristine original surface. Doesn't get any better than this. In paint, initialed by Klemp himself. How many wardrobes are there out there where we've heard the name Klemp thrown around? Klemp, Klemp, Klemp. Could be Klemp, should be Klemp. This is Klemp. It's signed Klemp with Klemp's initials. It doesn't get any better than this. It's the Klemp wardrobe. Justin's in on the phone at 12,000, 13,000. Let's kick it off. 12, 13,000. Once every half a century.
How much does it break down? How many pieces? Any idea?
It's a number, I don't know if it's 5, 6, 8 pieces. I don't know how many pieces it knocks down to at 12,000, 13,000 now. Illustrated in Fleming and Rowan's book. You can see a big expose on this piece. It just doesn't get any better. Yep. 12,000, thank you, Ben. 13,000, Justin. 14,000, what are they saying? 13, 14, yes. Now 15,000. It's the battle of the phones. It's the phone wars. Yep. Back and forth. 15, boom. Yep. 16, boom. 17,000 now. 16,000, yep. Battle of the phones, boom. 17, 18,000, boom. 19,000 now. At 18, 19,000 now. As good as it gets. The surface, the paint, the initials, it's Klemp, Klemp, Klemp. At 18,000, 19,000 now. At 18, 19,000. There is nothing to be apologizing for here. We just sold the Mary Bricker chest for, what was it, 30,000? Folks, this is the exact equivalent, but from Newstat. 18,000, 19,000. It's worth it all day long. 18, 19,000 now. It is not could be, should be. It is the Klemp piece. 18, 19,000. No mistakes are being made here. Justin, your bidder's in on the phone at 18,000, 19,000 now. 18, 19,000 now. Yes, it's illustrated in the book. Rowan and Fleming, 18,000, once every half a century, 18,000, 19,000, these opportunities surface, 18, 19,000, wow. Okay, fair warning then, hammers in the air, I'll tell you, I wouldn't let go, 18, 19,000, 18,000, 19, took it online. Justin, what are they saying? What are they saying? Yes, of course, 20,000, 21 please, 21,000. 21,000. The legendary Klemp Ontario Shrank. 20,000, 21,000. We have sold pieces today in value that have rivaled what I'm bid for this. This is the storied, this is the signed Klemp wardrobe. The, T-H-E. 20,000, 21,000. Justin, your bidder's in on the phone. 20,000, 21,000. It's changing hands today at 20,000, 21,000. Doesn't get any better. It's the perfect tone of oxblood red. It is the perfect color of the yellow. 20,000, 21. Anyone else want in? Justin, your client is in at 20,000, 21,000. Selling at 20,000, 21. Anyone else want to kick at the can? At 20,000, thank you very much, by the way, for everyone involved. 20,000, 21,000. Fair warning then. 20,000, 21,000, all in and done. I'm at 20,000, 21,000. Last chance and final call. It will 21. Yikes. 22,000, 21,000, 22. Took it. 23,000. 23,000. Yes, this is the Klemp wardrobe in Rowan and Fleming's book. 22,000, 23,000, 23,000. Take a look at the scallop base. It doesn't get any better than this. You can read Peter's entire description or read the book as well from Fleming and Rowan. It's been fully documented. 22,000, 23,000. You know what? Sometimes you're better to buy the best that you can afford, and sometimes what you can't. 22,000, 23,000, 22,000. This is such an example. 22, 23,000, 22, 23,000, 22, 23. Fair warning. Justin, your bidder's in. I have your client in on the phone at 22,000, 23,000. Anybody else want in? My hammer's in the air. We've sold a lot of great stuff today. This is no exception. 23,000. Anybody else? 22, 23. Fair warning. 22,000, 23,000. Hammer's coming down. 22,000, 23,000. Last chance and final call at 22, 23. All in and done. 22, 23,000. Sold. Thank you very much. Well done very much for the excitement we've had today on all accounts. What an exciting day, truly. The Chief Beaver, I'll tell you, let's not end there. Take a look at this. Oil on canvas by the famous folk artist, Chief James Beaver of the Six Nations Reserve, 5,000, 5,500. It doesn't get any better. We keep going and going, 5,000, 5,500. How exciting it is to see this kind of excitement for Canadian material history. 5,000, 5,500. Your turn at 5,000, 5,500. It's not a good Chief Beaver, it's a great Chief Beaver. I'm only at 5,000 on this one. 55, your turn. 5,000, 55 on this one. 5,000, 55. Bid now, please. At 5,000, 5,500 now. Your turn. 5,000, 55. Is that all? At 5,000, 55. Take a look. It's special. Thank you. 55. Now 6,000. Now 6,000. 55, 6. Don't lose this one at 55, 6. In the upper echelon of quality for James Beavers at 55.6 is all I'm bid. 55.6. Gotta run, gotta go. Hammers up then, coming down on the Chief James Beaver. Oh, what a great one. Look at the color. 55.6 coming down at 55.6. Anybody else want in? Fair warning, you're in at 55.6. Yes, I have you in. 55.6. Anyone else? Last chance and final call. 5,500, 6,000. Where? Sold. 55. Thank you. 219 is the Panabaker. Nice one as well on Masonite. Oil on Masonite. 800, 850 now. At 850 now. Take a look. 850 now. Let's get it bought. Let's get it bought. 800, 850 now. There's only one Panabaker in the sale. It matches the quality of everything we've been selling today. 800, 850. A sleeper for sure. At only 800, 850. What a sleeper. 800 on the Panabaker. 850. There's a bargain. At 800, 850. Bids in, please. 900, 950. Back to you. That's a bargain. At 900, 950. Nice one too. At 900, 950. What do you say? Maybe a little out of place today. What do you say? 900, 950. Bid now, please. 900, 9.5. What a deal. Got to run. Hammer's coming down at 950. At 950. Fair warning then. At 950, 1,000, 1,100 now. Back to you. 1,100 now. Back to you. What do you say? It's a beautiful Panabaker at 1,011. Coming down. 12, 1,300 now. I think it's a sleeper. 12, 1,300 now. Let's get it bought. 12, 13. Fair warning. Hammer's coming down at 1,200, 1,300. Anybody else want in? Going once, twice, and a third time at 1,200 and 1,300. Where? 12 and 13. Sold. 12. Thank you. 219 becomes 220. It's the A.Y. Jackson Pencil Sketch Alberta by A.Y. Jackson. A great piece to add to the wonderful combination of material we have today. 27 and a half, 3,000 now, 3,000 now. X John Kinnear collection at 3,000, 32 and a half there. At 3,000, 32.50 now. At 3,000, the rarest of the rare today in Miller & Miller's sale, Canadiana at 3,000, 32.50 now. 3,000, 32.50 there. At 3,000, 32 and a half. This one from the John Kinnear collection at 3,000, 32 and a half. Let's get it bought. 3,000, 32.50 now. Kinnear had a relationship with A.Y. Jackson, and this is where this came from. 3,000, 32 and a half. Your turn. At 3,000, 32.50. Let's get it done. 3,000, 32.50. Anybody else want in? For an A.Y. Jackson. Wow, it pays to pay attention today. At 3,000, 32.50. Fair warning. 3,000. Anybody else? 32 and a half. Your turn. 3,000, 32.50. Fair warning. 3,000, 32 and a half. 3,500. 32.50, 3,500, your turn at 32 and a half. You came so close, 7,122. Don't lose the deal now. 32 and a half, 35 at 32. You almost had an A.Y. Jackson at 32 and a half. 3,500 coming down. 32 and a half. Hammers in the air. 3,500. Anyone else? 32 and a half, 35. Last chance, 35, thank you, 37.50. New bidder in at 35.50, 35 and 37 and a half. New bidder in, 35, 750 at 3,500, 750. What an opportunity. 35, 37 and a half, 35 now, 750. Right as rain, 35, 750 at 35 now, 7 and a half. Hammers up, coming down on the A.Y. Jackson, 35, coming down, 7 and a half. Anybody else? 35, 7 and a half. 35, 750, coming down, 35, 7 and a half, fair warning, last chance and final call. Sold, 35, thank you.
Lot number 242 here. I love this pine linen press here from Jordan Station in the Niagara Peninsula. What an opportunity this may be. Check out the surface and size on this. We all agree here, the size is wonderful, it really is. And sitting at just 1,200 and now 1,300 on this fabulous linen press from Jordan Station in the Niagara Peninsula at 16, 17, and 1,800 now, 19. I love this piece. At 18, then 1,900 now, got a bit 18, then 1,900. At 18, then 19, what an opportunity it is. At 18, then 19, got a bit 18, then 1,900 on this fabulously functional piece of furniture in excellent surface. 18, then 1,900. And I got a bit 18 here, then 19, got a bit 18, then 1,900 now. The overlapping drawers on the nice bracket base. Very smart layout. 18, now 1,900. At 18, then 19, got a bit 18, then 1,900 now. At 18, then 19, we're talking about the deals of the day here, everybody. At 18 and 1,900 on the Jordan Station linen press, only 19, thank you. Now 2,022 and a half then. At 2,000 bid, then 22 and a half. Try it again, 72.52. 2,000, then 22 and a half. Do they want to be on this one, Jackson? 2,022 and a half, that's 242. We're on the linen press. At 2,000, then 22 and a half, and 25. Got at 25 and then 27 and a half. New bidder in, welcome. And 3,000, 32.50. At 3, then 32 and a half now. Got up at 3,000, then 32 and a half. Here's an opportunity. 3,000, then 32 and a half now. Got up at 3,000, then 32.50. A rare form. At 3,000, 32 half. 3,000, 32.50. Go 32.50. Try it again. At 32 and a half, 70.61. It's your turn. At 3,000, then 32 and a half now. 3,000, then 32 and a half. Fair warning, then got to run. At 3,000, what a deal. 3,000, 32 and a half. Fair warning, everyone else. Last chance, fair warning, you're out. At 3,000, 32 and a half. Sold it there at 3,000. We sold it at 3,000. We move along then to lot number 243, another great piece of furniture. The standout detail being the linen fold panels on this corner cupboard. Lot number 243. It's an early one at 1820s coming in at 850 now, 900 only, 8.5 and then 900 now. I'm at 850, then 9, got a bid 850, then 9, got a bid 850, then 900. 850 here, then 9, got a bid 850, then 9, got a bid 850, then 900 now. 8.5 and then 9 at 850, 900, 950, then 1,000, please. 1,100, 1,200, and 11, then 12, at 11, then 12, at 11 here, then 1,200. What do you say? We've got 1,100 on. You're in. 71.87. You're still on. Now 1,200, please. At 11, then 12, at 11 here, then 1,200 now. 12, 13. 12 and 1,300. At 12 and the 13, get a bid 12 and the 13, get a bid 12, 13. Thank you. Now 1,400. Jackson's client is on at 13, 14, now 1,500. You're out again. 14, you got to be 1,500, please. At 14 and 1,500. Now 16, 15 and 16, you're back in. 15 and 1,600 now. At 16 and 1,700. 16 and 1,700. What do they say? At 16 and 1,700. 16, then 17, and a bit 1,600 here, then 1,700 on this great pine corner cupboard in that nice original red paint. At 16, 1,700, 18, 17, and then 1,800 now. At 17 and then 18, go 1,900. Try it at 19. At 18, then 1,900 now. Got a bit 18, then 19. Wow. A fabulous piece of furniture for this sort of money. At 18 only, now 1,900 here. An opportunity. At 19, 2,000. At 19, then 2,000 now. Got a bid 2,000, then 22 and a half. At 2,000, then 22, 50, go 2,000, then 22 and a half now. At 2,000, then 22 and a half. Linen fold panels, everybody. 2,000, then 22, 50. At 2, then 22 and a half now. At 2,000, then 22, 50, coming from the Tom and Cliff Stanton collections. The quality is here. 25, now 27 and a half. One of the few opportunities to buy a corner cupboard in the sale today. 25, 27 and a half. At 2,500 bid, then 27.50. 25 and then 27 and a half. Try it at 3,000, please. Let alone a great one. 27 now, 27 and a half. 3,000, 32.50. Back to you. You're still in. I've got you on. At 3,000, 32 and a half. 3,000 bid, then 32.50, go 32.50, 32.50 now. At 3,000, then 32 and a half. 7609. You are out. Try it again. 3,000, 32 and a half. Fair warning then, everybody. At 3,000, 32 and a half, and then 3,500. 32 and a half and 3,500. At 32.50, 35, 32.50, 35, 32 and a half. Now 3,500 got to run. Fair warning then. 32.50, 35. We're selling it today. 35 and now 37 and a half. 35 and then 37 and a half. Nice to find them so original. An attractive corner cupboard, again, with those linen fold panels that really make it. 35 and then 37 and a half now. 35 and 37.50. At 35 and then 37 and a half. Last chance then, everybody. At 35 now 37.50. Fair warning, any further bids? Final call. Sold it there at 3,500. Brings us to lot number 244. Another fabulous corner cupboard, again, coming from the Tom and Cliff Stanton collections. This one with the neoclassic glazing here, a narrow in-form cupboard. At 16, now 1,700, 1,800 now, 19. At 18, then 19, got a bit 18, then 1,900 now. At 18, 19, try it at 2,000 then. Hard to find them this narrow. 22.50, then 25. Sorry, 2,000, 22.50 asking. Now 2,500. At 22.50, then 25. I've got 25 and then 27 and a half on this narrow, nice corner cupboard with the recessed panels. Finely constructed cupboard at 27 and a half and 3,000 now. At 27 and a half and then 3,000 go 32.50. And now 3,500. 32.50 then 3,500. At 32.50 then 35. Get up at 32.50 then 3,500 now. 35 and 37 and a half. At 35 and then 37.50 go 37.50 now. 4,000. Now 42.50, back to you. 42.50, then 45. I've got a bid 42 and a half and then 45 on this nice early cupboard at 47.50, 5,000. 47.55 and then 55. 5 and then 5,500, 6,000, now 6,500 rather, now 7,000. At 65 and then 7,000, 7,500 please. At 7 then 75 and try it at 8,000. 75 and then 8, now 8,500. 8 and then 8,500 now. 85 and then 9,000. 9,000 then 9,500. You can fit a cupboard this narrow in a lot of places that other cupboards wouldn't fit. 9,000 then 9,500. At 9 and then 95 and that nice original red-brown surface. 9 and then 95. I've got a bid 9 and then 9,500 now. With the neoclassic glazing being, of course, the feature that sets this one apart from the rest. 9 and then 9,500, last chance, got to run at 9 and then 95. Fair warning, any further bids? Final call then at 9,000, 9,500. Sold it at 9,000. We sold it at 9,000. And again, another one of these great Ontario homestead paintings. It's an oil on canvas of a red brick house. This one, sitting at 700, painted for a local pastor who presided at several churches between Brockville and Charlotte Lake. At 800, now 8.5. 900 now, thank you, 950. 900 then 950. 900 then 950, go 900 then 9.5 now. At 900 then 950, go 900 then 9.5 now, coming from the Stanton collection. So many great Ontario homestead paintings coming from their collection. At 900 then 950. 900 on, the 9.5, please. 900, the 9.5, got a bit 900 here, the 950 where? At 900, the 950, go 900, the 950, go 900, the 9.5. 900's the bid, then 950, please. Anyone else? At 900, 950, we'll sell it today. And fair warning, hammers up. At 900, 9.5. Any further bids? Sold it at 900. Sold that one at 900, brings us to 246. This time a watercolor of Charing Cross Farmstead in southwestern Ontario. At 350 only, now 375. This one exceptional here from Charing Cross, Ontario, from the Tom and Cliff Stanton collections. One of the finer farmstead scenes in the sale, a watercolor this time, signed E.H. Eaton at 550, 600 now, sort of a panoramic view. This one at 550, 600 now, got a bit 5.5 and then 600 now. Got wire fences, a windmill, stacked firewood, etc. At 550, now 600, please. 600 and 6.5 now from Charing Cross, Ontario at 600 and 6.5. Got it here. Yes, now 6.5, 700, please. 650, then 7, got a bit 6.5, and then 700 now. 650, then 7, got a bit 6.5, and then 700. You're out 7396. 700, then 7.5. 7.5, and then 800, please. 7.5 and 800 now. Got a bit 7.5, and then 8, got a bit 750, then 800 now. At 750, then 8, got a bit 750, then 8 here. On this 800, then 8.5. At 8.5, and then 900. 850, then 900 now. You're out again. 7396. Try it again. At 850, 900. 8.5, and then 900. I gotta go. At 850, then 900 now. Got a bit 900, then 950. 900, then 950. At 950, then 1,000. 950, then 1,000 here on this fabulous watercolor farmstead. At 950, 1,000, then 1,100, please. 1,100, then 12, please. And 11, then 12, at a bit 11, then 12, at a bit 11 here, then 1,200 now. You're out 7396. At 11, then 12, get a bit 11, then 12, 1,200, then 13. 12 and then 13, 13 and 1,400. At 13, then 14, got a bit 13, then 1,400 now. At 13, then 14, got a bit 13, then 1,400 now. Do you want it? 7396? 14 and 1,500. 15 now 1,600. The bid's right there. At 15 then 1,600 now. You're out. At 15 then 16. Got a bid 15 then 1,600 now. A great one. At 16, 17. Now 1,800. 17 and 1,800 now. At 17 and then 18. Got 17 and then 1,800 now. You're out twice. 7396. Try it again. At 17 and then 1,800 now. At 17 and then 18. Got a bid 17 and then 18. But are we all done? Fair warning then. At 17, 1,800. Last chance on the Charing Cross watercolor of a farmstead. Hammers in the air at 17, 1,800. Got a run. Fair warning. Sold there for 1,700. We sold it at 17, and we move along to lot number 247. A rarity has surfaced at Miller & Miller Auctions again, as many do. This rare Upper Canada wine measure from 1826 is a fabulous piece here from Home District, Upper Canada. It's marked 1826 and part of an official set of weights. This one, the wine measure, 7,000 we've got bid. We're at 7,000 with our online bidder. Now 7,500 we ask. 7,000 is bid, asking 7,500 now. You're in 7,011. You're in 7,000, now 7,500, please. On the rare Upper Canada wine measure at 7,000, then 7,500. At 7,000, then 75. I got a bid 7,000 on, then 7,500 where? At 7,000, then 75. But are we all done? 75. At 7,000 online. Would you like to go 75, please?
47, the Upper Canada wine measure.
7,000. Ben's bidder standing here. He's not shaking his head. Is he thinking? At 7 now, 7,500. 7 is bid, then 7,500, please. Hammers up in the air at 7,000, now 7,500. Fair warning then. Can I get a bid? At 7 now 75. Last chance here on the rare Upper Canada wine measure. Any further bids? Then final call, and thank you everybody who got us to this point at 7 now 75. Sold there, 7,000. Well done. Thank you very much.
That brings us to the close of another episode of Auction Studio, the best of Miller & Miller Auctions.
But don't worry, you can find all of our past episodes on the Auction Studio YouTube channel.
And be sure to follow us and stay in the loop at www.millerandmillerauctions.com.
The preceding program has been presented by Ballinran Entertainment, marking 30 years of filmmaking excellence in 2025. From Stratford to the world, we bring compelling stories to life.